What's up, YouTube? Just dropped the kids off at the aunt's house and now it's time to do some shopping. Yeah, so being without the kids, this is not a normal thing for me. I feel kind of naked going out without the kids. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all this freedom. But we're going to try to go shopping today and see if we can find anything good. And I plan to secondhand everything I'm giving my kids. So today we are going to do some thrifting. If any of you guys know me personally, you know that I actually like to thrift the majority of my closet. I don't like to buy a lot of things new. First off, I enjoy the hunt of thrifting, but I also just think it's wasteful to continuously buy new clothing. All right, we're here. First stop.
And here is the part of the show where I try not to give into the temptation to buy clothes. Wait a sec, where would you even wear that?
Okay, so I thought this one was going to be kind of a bust, and in some ways it was because all the toys were garbage, but I did manage to find a Peppa Pig backpack and some really cute books. Off to our next place. Let's talk some of the reasons why I like to thrift my stuff over just buying it brand new. I like to thrift because I think it's a good way to steward my money. And my kids, honestly, they don't watch TV, so they don't see commercials for other toys that they could be having. I actually watched more TV and more commercials as a child than they did. So there would be more pressure on my parents for them to buy the latest fatty toy. We just haven't done that with our toddlers. We don't have TV. They barely get any screen time at all. They do know what Peppa Pig is, and they do know what Baby Shark is. But other than that, they're kind of oblivious to it. And they have such an imagination. Honestly, if I gave them an empty box, they would probably still think it was pretty great. We like to focus Christmas time more around Jesus Christ and his birth, as opposed to just focusing on the whole thing of gifts. That's a fun part of it, and it's a great symbolism for the gifts that the wise men brought and the ultimate gift, Jesus Christ. But we don't want our whole focus to be around it. Buying secondhand, especially for toddlers, they're not going to know the difference, and they're going to have just as much fun.
And cue the Hobby Lobby music.
The last stop, I did find some things, some dolls, sand castle making buckets. I tried to find a dollhouse, but I didn't find a dollhouse that matched the size of the dolls I bought, so I'm going to try to keep an eye out for that. This will probably be my last stop for today, and then I'll probably go relieve poor Auntie of all the nuggets that I left behind.
So I didn't film in here because there were kids around and I just felt like it wasn't respecting their privacy. Plus, there was nothing. Really, there was nothing. Total fail.
Okay, so that one was kind of a total fail. Except for, I did find this tree holder thingy. What do you call it? I don't know. It's whatever you put a live Christmas tree in, because that's what we're getting this year's a live Christmas tree, and they had it for like $4.50. So I was like, we're gonna get it. Because this last one was such a flop, I'm actually going to go to one more thrift store across the road. So I don't normally go to this thrift store, but I guess Monday's just not the day to shop at these thrift stores because they're kind of picked dry. Hopefully this one will have something. It's a little more expensive because they actually just specialize in just kids stuff, toys, baby gear, baby clothes. It's called Once Upon a Child. So we'll see what we come up with. I'm still kind of looking for a little dollhouse if I can for the kids. Maybe shoes, because my kids are crazy about shoes. So maybe we'll find the shoe jackpot and get them some adorable shoes for the next year. All right, we're here. Let's try this.
As you can see, there were buckets and buckets of shoes. As I made my way to the back, there weren't a lot of options, but there were good options, and that's what matters.
Well, I think that one went a little bit better, obvious reasons, because it was a little more carefully curated in there. I found some cute shoes and some clothes for them for the spring, and then some toys that they might like. So didn't find the dollhouse I was looking for, so maybe I'll have to keep looking, or I'll have to send Grandma on the lookout for that one for their Christmas. But yeah, so far so good. I think we're done for now on the Christmas shopping for the kids. I'm excited to go home and show you what we found. But for now, I'm going to go pick up my mini-me's. See ya. It's another day because it got kind of overwhelming once I picked the girls up. There was just so much to do when we got home. But today, I'm gonna show you what we got. Now, total, I spent on the girls about $42 each, which I think is pretty decent. We got stuff that they wanted and the stuff that they needed. So I'll go ahead and show you what we got. So lately, my girls have been crazy about hats. And I think that's because, well, their mama wears hats. She's got quite a collection and they think that is the coolest thing ever. They love ball caps, they love cowboy hats, they just love all the hats. So I got them both a hat apiece. For my youngest, I got her this cute little Easter hat. Hopefully her noggin isn't too small for it. For my oldest, this little cowboy hat. We live in a southern state, so she'll fit in pretty well. I think this was one of the items I was really excited I found because they only wanted $1.99 for it. And that is this Peppa Pig backpack. This is going to go to my oldest. She is crazy about Peppa Pig, and the youngest one does too, so they might fight over it. To ease that a little bit, I got her a backpack too. It does not have Peppa the Pig on it, but I would argue it's a lot cuter and better quality. It's little red velvet backpack. This one was a little more, obviously, because it wasn't a cheaper bag. I'm pretty sure it was meant for an adult or a preteen. She'll probably enjoy this later on in life more, though. This cute little backpack. Okay, so I picked this up at a different time than the actual shopping spree I did. And this is a horse my youngest was super obsessed with. And she cried and cried her little eyes out because we left it behind. The reason why, though, I was going to buy it for her, but the Goodwill I was at, the electricity went out and they were only accepting cash, and I didn't have cash on me on that day, and so we ended up leaving it, and she was so bummed and crying her little tiny eyes out. Well, her aunt happened to be going that way too, and she went and stopped and got it for her. So yes, she's going to be very surprised when she sees the horsey that she thought was no more. To balance out that one getting a stuffed animal, I tried to get the other one a stuffed animal too. And on the trip, I found this really cute pig. I'm not into pigs. I think pigs and monkeys are like the worst. I don't think they're cute. I think they're uncivilized. Not that I should be expecting an animal to be civilized. Anyways, my oldest loves pigs because of Peppa the Pig, and we found this pig. And I must say, this one is actually pretty cute. and I think she'll be pretty excited to get him. He's in good condition too. It looks like he wasn't even played with at all. My youngest, once again, in the thrift store, saw something she really liked, and that was the stick horse. I didn't end up picking it up because then she would obviously know she was getting it for Christmas. So I found one just like it somewhere else. It actually makes noise. I might regret that. My youngest has this teddy bear my oldest is really obsessed with. And unfortunately, she doesn't have a teddy bear of her own. So I went and found a teddy in a relatively good condition. And this will be my oldest teddy. Why I did that? Don't ask. Because we both know. They're just going to fight over the same teddy bear. This is a baby doll that I had thought about maybe buying new. But I found this one at the Once Upon a Child for $2. My youngest really wants a baby doll so bad. Even though she is 18 months, no longer thinks she's a baby. She thinks she's a big girl. In fact, she tells me I need another baby. So we got her a baby doll to wait in between because it takes a while to make another baby. It's an eternity in a kid's mind. On my husband's side, there are a ton of little boys. My oldest, she's always seeing other little boys run around with cars, and her daddy is obsessed with cars. So she thinks they are the coolest thing, and I guess they are. But she doesn't have toy cars of her own, and she's always trying to sneak her cousin's cars home with her, and she gets so bummed when she's caught. So I got her this. It's a pack of cars. I was excited to see it at a thrift store. It was just a whole box unopened of little tiny cars. Now she'll have a bunch of her own, and I will be stepping and tripping on them and hopefully not sliding all over our floors. This is always a gamble. This wasn't the original bag. Just imagine a bag like this but 4 times the size. And it was just full of like Barbie and Kelly stuff and all these tiny toys. I thought I would get it and try to see if there were some Kelly dolls that I could salvage together because I have fond memories of Kelly dolls. My parents didn't let me play with Barbies because they thought it might give me some body image issues. Maybe it would have, maybe it wouldn't, I don't know. Anyways, I just have great memories of Kelly dolls, and I thought the girls would love to have a Kelly doll. And so I digged through this bag, which I ended up throwing like 70% of the bag away because it was total garbage. But I did find 2 Kelly dolls in there that were in relatively good shape. I did have to wash one's hair to get it back in pristine condition. They had their little clothes and accessories, and I pulled those out. And there's one brunette and one blonde, which my kids, one is brunette and one is blonde, so I will give them each a Kelly doll. Give it a better presentation, I've put them inside these little tins that I've had for a while that I used to store crafts in. I just took cardstock and I glued some little flower details on there, and I picked the little accessories that I thought would be cute with them. The next thing I got was for my oldest, and this is a sand castle making bucket that I got for $1. It probably was originally sold for $1. There are things that your kids need, and there are things that your kids want. Hopefully, this is in between. I got them jelly shoes. I tried to get them coordinating so that they sort of match one another. Yes, my youngest's feet are almost as big as my oldest's feet. She's a good eater. She's quite the chonk. They kind of remind me of Polly Pockets, like the old Polly Pockets when you're a kid. When I was little, I had these jelly shoes with tiny little Polly Pockets when Polly Pockets were little and chokeable in my shoes. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I did, I think, later on, get a knife and cut the Polly Pocket out. That probably wasn't super safe. Not only was it a choking hazard, it was bad motivation to play with knives. Also, in the shoe department, I got them Easter shoes. I always have a hard time finding like Easter shoes that are in good shape at a thrift store, so when I found these, I just went ahead and snagged them. I know the girls are gonna love them because they are crazy about shoes and they get that from their dad. I like shoes, but I do not have quite the collection he does. He's very good at finding used shoes that are high quality, and man, they do look quite snazzy on him. And so I'm not complaining that he has more shoes than me, but that carried on to our children, and they love shoes like nobody's business. Every time we go to a thrift store, they want to look at the shoes first. Go with their Easter shoes. I got them some coordinating dresses that they'll be able to wear in the spring or sooner, because we live in a state that never makes that up its mind when it comes to weather. Sometimes on Christmas, you can wear a t-shirt and a tank top, and the next day you will be wearing a trench coat. You just never know. So they could be wearing these sooner. This is for my baby chunk, my chunky baby. This is for her big sister. I don't know if you can see these super well. They're yellow, and I thought they would coordinate pretty cute. Tell me about your favorite thrift store finds. Have you ever thrifted your kids' gifts, or your spouses, or your friends? Let me know down below. I'll read it. Have a good day. I'm rooting for you.